All right, yo, well, let's get into the show. All right. Welcome to Capital Culture. I'm your host, Christopher Wheeler, and today we have a very, very special guest. But before that, if you've been liking the interviews, please make sure to like and subscribe because we're working hard. My team, around the clock, so it takes a lot of work. But with that being said, I want to get to our guest. We have a comedian on the rise, a filmmaker, and some would call him the master of short skit comedy. Austin Alexander. How are we doing today, brother?
Good, man. How are you doing? Thanks for having me.
I'm doing good, man. I'm pumped because I feel like you're the first comedian we have on the show.
Sick.
So I feel like we're going to have some good conversation. And I've watched you grow in the last 2-3 years. Congratulations on the Bill Burr shout out.
Yeah,
on the
thank
podcast.
you. That was wild.
Jumping on your bed?
Yeah, I was.
So I usually start off with who is Austin Alexander. Mm-hmm. So I will get a little bit about that, so I'll let you explain. But then I have a follow-up, quite an interesting follow-up. So who is Austin Alexander? Start with that.
Well, like you were saying, I'm a sketch comedian. Mm-hmm. Comedian, filmmaker. I call myself a total filmmaker.
Okay.
So, my background is in filmmaking, but I've always been funny and wanted to work on funny. And always just been funny. I'm always a class clown. So imagine I'm just the class clown of your friend group.
100%.
So I was always that to my friend group, and that's how I would describe myself best.
Get in trouble a lot growing up in class?
100%. Yeah.
Throwing
I
out
was
in
the
the hallway.
worst. I was the kid that people would be like, yo, Austin, poke a hole in the screen. I'm like, 100%.
The kid in the back of the class with that laser pointer.
Yeah. Austin, laser point the teacher. Okay. No one else will do it.
So I know you're heavy into film, but someone close in your family got you into film. It was your grandfather.
Yeah.
So speak about that connection, and then I just want to ask, what's your favorite film that he showed you, or what's your favorite film of all time? Let's start that.
Okay, So my grandfather, growing up, he showed me all the classics. Like he sat me down for days, and he would come and take care of us in the morning before I'd go to school and stuff. And then he would show me all these movies, and a lot of them are all black and white, all the original movies. And he showed me this one movie called The Longest Day, and I'm really into war films.
Okay.
That's actually what my whole goal for comedy is, actually to make a war film.
Not comedic, obviously.
Not comedic at all, like a serious period piece war film. But he showed me The Longest Day, and it's like a 3-hour black and white movie about D-Day.
D-Day. I was gonna.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Better than Saving Private Ryan? Also about D-Day?
No, so that's my favorite movie ever. I think it's the best movie of all times. So.
It's good. It's very good. It's very good. We won't debate, but yeah, go ahead. I want to hear about this.
Why I think it's the best film is what you're asking?
No, just your connection with your grandfather and how that kind of led you to getting into filmmaking and inspired you.
I would always, with toys, especially as a kid, this is deep actually, I'm going back, but I'd always make films with my eyes. So I'd always see frames and see things and try and find slivers of what would look. And I would always notice wherever I was, I'd be like, this looks like a movie scene, this looks like a set. So I've always had that, to my
good
core.
Cinematography, good
cinematography.
Yeah.
I'm like, if it looks good and sounds better, then you have a great movie. Because a story will come, stories just happen to you throughout life. So you just pull from real life, and it's that's, I experienced that as well, so I can relate. But him showing me and taking me to movies and really sitting me down definitely sparked my interest in film specifically. And then from there, didn't want to go to no university courses.
Yes, because you went to Fanshawe, but you switched over to Humber for comedy.
So I actually have 3 degrees, or 3 diplomas,
Talk about it, well established.
So I went to Sheridan for media arts. That was before it was a university course. Then after that I went to Fanshawe for broadcast television. And then me and my buddies were making sketches at Fanshawe in London, and it was just stupid shit.
So sketches on Vine, what was it back then? Where were you putting your sketches?
Trying to push YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, Vine. I never capitalized on Vine at the time. I should have, as much as I should have, knowing now.
Because you're big on TikTok now, so I was wondering if it started from Vine, maybe.
No, not at all. I didn't capitalize on. I didn't think social media was that important at the time. Okay, I was let's separate. I knew YouTube and I knew films was what I wanted to make. So if I started earlier, I'd be somewhere else right now. But mostly just YouTube, stupid sketches, and then from there, I was like, to my buddy. I was like, yo, let's like, he showed me this program. He's like, yo, it's a comedy program. Let's go. Okay. So me and my buddy Dave were like, yeah, let's apply. So he had to make a video entry. Went in, got into Humber, and that was the 2-year course there, and then taught me how to actually write, do stand-up, script write, and it teaches you like different aspects of comedy, and as well as how to sell yourself as a comedian.
Now, you mentioned two very important people when you go to Humber and attend Humber and the time you're there. You mentioned your acting coach, and then if you'll believe it, people at home, he had a clown coach. So what were those two people, and what do they mean to you, and what were the best advice they gave to you?
Clowning is interesting. It's funny you say that. Yeah, one of the teachers I had was a clown teacher, and you'd be surprised to know that Steve-O is a classically trained clown. Like I think he went to Juilliard.
Yeah. We're talking. We just want to clarify the Jackass Steve-O.
Yeah,
Correct,
Jackass
okay,
Steve-O.
okay,
Yeah. He's a trained clown. So what he does is actually clowning. And when people see clown, there's like a negative connotation. They think like...
Well, some of them people think they're scary. Some people think they're funny.
Yeah.
And say they're whoop, whoop.
Exactly. And like most clowns aren't even like that. Most clowns are kind of like somber, like real life.
Do they originate from mimes in France? Is that kind of the Americanized version of... That's just a shot in the dark. I'm inquiring to the master here.
I would say it goes back to like the ancient Roman times and stuff like that, like jesters and stuff that happened back then. Like there was always entertainers, like street entertainers that would do, they'd mock the whatever, the emperor or something like that. So
I think a jester.
Jester. I don't know what they would call them in Roman times.
Yeah. Austens.
Yeah.
I kind of want to hone in on you're coming up right now, and I feel like you have a great head on your shoulders. So I kind of want to ask you, what would you say your two strongest strengths about your comedy or about your acting is, and what would you say your two biggest weaknesses that you'd like to improve? Or let's say instead of weaknesses, areas that you'd like to improve, because I don't like to use that word.
Okay. With my strengths, I think it's my eye and the ability to create something as a total filmmaker, to see from all different aspects of a production.
Shout out Jack Denmo, but not your eyeballs. Right? I don't think he has big eyeballs. Just to clarify. But so you're saying how to capture, let's say I'm with my producer John. Shout out John Perez. I wouldn't be here without him. But great eye. So if let's say you're walking onto a set and you're about to film something or film something for yourself, you're like, immediately when you're gauging the scene, okay, we're gonna enter from here. That's gonna happen.
Excuse me.
That's gonna happen. Come on, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
You don't burp in here. Get the fuck out.
So speak about your writing process. I have it a little farther down on how you make your storyboard when it comes to your sketch comedy. You know what I mean? It just seems so fluent and organic.
Interesting.
But I'm sure you sit down with Neems, Andre, Mark Andre. I think I'm saying that right.
Mark Anthony.
And you plan it out. It's not so, let's just go, like those grade 10 skits are great. That was me. Anyways, go ahead. I want to hear about that.
So going back to the first thing, so that eyeball thing is literally, I could, from all aspects, from the camera to capturing audio, I understand what it takes to make something look good and sound good. And that also I'm going to get to the other part of the question.
No, it's all good. I avalanched you, my bad.
That's okay. And then there's a lot that an actor can learn that has nothing to do with acting. Like it has everything to do with position of the camera.
Talk to the young actors at home right now, because I'm taking this in as well as them. So
it's interesting because the camera, you'll start to feel it the more you do it. Like you'll start to feel what the camera's seeing, and you'll know what it's looking at. So like if I'm turned like this the entire time on my one cam right there, then you're getting a profile shot. And a lot of actors who are not even thinking about that, they're just like, let me have a conversation.
Well, do you have a good side? Bad side?
I don't know. I think all my sides are pretty.
He does have some film appearances, which we are going to cover. But that's crazy. Let's jump into the why you got into it. In 2014 was the year you jumped in. Do you remember the day you're just like, okay, fuck it, I'm going to give this a real stab at it and just really jump in? Because from where you've come from 2014 to now is huge leaps and bounds. So first, congratulations, and second, I'd love to know what got you in the game.
Definitely going to school for it, and like as soon as I left Fanshawe, I knew I didn't want to be in TV broadcasting. I was like, I can't do it.
Well, chill. That's what I'm doing right now.
I couldn't do it.
No,
I couldn't do
go
it. I didn't want to be behind the camera. I wanted to be in front of the camera. So I was like, now this is my path. So I was like, I'm going to go and just take that path and no holding back. And every time I encounter somebody, he's like, what's your plan B? I'm like, nah.
I don't even like thinking about it. You're just blinders.
There is no plan B.
So I know your grandfather was a big inspiration at the beginning of your career and introducing you to film. Does he still check your skits and give you some advice from day to day, or like how does he?
Yeah, he does.
He does.
Go ahead. I actually just did a. Yes, he does look. He does watch my stuff. I'll send it to him so he can send it to his friends. But he was actually just in my web series that I did in January.
Okay.
I gave him a role.
Okay.
As like an old man who comes into a barbershop and is just getting a haircut. And like I'm his friend. I'm like playing a character as an old man.
Brilliant.
And we're like, oh hey, how you doing, Tony?
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah. You took my woman. I'm like, I didn't take your woman.
So like it must be nice to work with the person that got you started in it. And then two, I know you spoke about, I think it's 2016, 17, I could be wrong on the years. You decided to go out and get an agent. When did you know you needed to do that? And when did the work become too overwhelming, or it was a little bit lack of knowledge of how to broadcast yourself in the acting industry? What made you take that step and go get that agent?
Oh my God. Well, you definitely need an agent. So I knew that was, since I took that program, I always knew I needed an agent. So right out of school, it took me 6 months to get an agent, like me sending my self-tape.
So it's quite tough for the people at home.
Yeah, and a lot of people get discouraged because I sent it to literally every agent in the country within, that does out of Toronto.
And they all accepted you?
No.
I know.
No. I barely got one. I had to go through somebody else.
Oh my God.
Like I had to go through a connection that had their agent give me a reference.
So for the young comedians at home, how long was that period? Was that a year, 6 months?
6 months. Yeah, it took me 6 months to get the interview with an agent, and then she took me on. And then, what was the second part to that question?
It was just like, what made you decide that you needed to make that step? Like, for instance, like when I was doing this, at some point, I knew I needed a team. Shout out my team,
Yeah.
But like, it just came too much. Like I needed. So was there a realization where you're just like, bro, I need to get an agent. I want to really pop kind of deal.
I wanted to be in TV and film, and the only way to do that
is with an agent.
Because the casting directors won't pull you in unless they know your agent.
And it's a credible agent. Like I'm sure it's good to have. There's
shitty agents.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like remember my career in Madden. You know what I mean? You could choose your agent and like shitty one.
Yeah.
Now speaking of your agent, where does your agent or where does yourself see you having the most success? Now being a YouTube star, maybe going the Logan Paul route, getting into major acting, or where do you personally see yourself? Or as a director?
TV and film. I'll move to directing when I, need to. Because anyone can direct. I shouldn't say that. Not anyone.
That was good.
But no. My main goal is to get like my own TV show on Netflix or a streaming service.
What would be your ideal role in that? Like, what would you like? I know the term typecasted. Like when someone's so fit for a role, you'll see this guy play the bad guy of every series. Like okay, he's playing another mobster. This is there a role that you feel most comfortable in? Drug dealer. I feel like Pineapple Express. Yo, you could be that guy.
I want to make a movie like that. It's okay. So it's funny you say because my ideal role has nothing to do with what my dream vision is.
Talk to us.
So my dream vision would be to have a TV show that's my own. Like imagine Larry David on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Okay.
Makes his own, writes his own, and he stars in his own.
Got it.
Like that would be the ultimate. And like obviously I would write a part for myself that is like I'd be the main character. I'm not gonna make a show and not be the main character. And then I'd cast all the people that I know. But that would be my ideal vision. But if someone were to cast me as like a typecast, like I'd want to do like like a Spartacus, Roman.
Okay.
Like gladiator times would be sick.
Okay. Okay. I didn't. You know what? I'm not gonna say. I didn't see that shit coming.
I know. Yeah.
I kind of want to focus on giving advice to younger comedians. 'Cause when people look up and see people like you, it's just like, yo, how did you get there? Like, how did he manifest this? Like, was it overnight? Some people think, and fair enough, some people are overnight, but not the majority.
Yeah.
I want you spoke on something very interesting. Speak on leveraging your social media and using that to close deals and get roles. Because you said when you were at the very beginning, you're just going out and applying for roles, and you're like, hey, if this is not going to work, I'm going to try and build this so I can leverage here.
Totally.
Talk about how that helped you.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great question. Instagram, social media is a gym. So if you think about it as a gym.
A gym.
A gym.
GYM. I've been there forever, yo, man.
Anytime we say that, people are like, oh, I'm not going. Like,
Managers tell me to go every day. I'm like, yo, I'm going to get there after this taco.
Yeah, no, it's, if you think of it like that, then you're not stressed on numbers. And it becomes a business. So
Ooh, very good analogy. Because you get so obsessed with it.
You get obsessed. So it's just like, all I'm doing is literally, the only thing that I'm doing is practicing my writing, my character work, and position of camera, and learning more about audio.
And fixing your good side.
Fixing my good side.
There you go.
I'm feeling like my hair sucks.
You know, hair's pretty good. Yo, speaking of that, the Trudeau rule.
Yeah.
Trudeau. Can we get a quick 10-second? This is not on the script. Give me a 10-second Trudeau.
As long as this is off script. Hello, Canada. I know an election is coming up. I want you to go to the polls and not vote for Doug Ford. Why? I can't say. For Canada.
Oh, and that was one of your most, in the last year, would you say that was one of the successful pieces that you and, let me say, Mark, yeah. Mark, I want to have him on the show, so shout out Mark. But you guys did, shout out that piece, man. I feel like it was so well timed.
Yeah, that one was scripted, meticulously thought out, and like we, went through articles and read like what was happening at the time. And that one actually got us our first interest from directors and producers. We created a TV show that we're now pitching.
Can we talk about it or no?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
I don't know if I should give too much details on the actual people involved, but
okay,
I can give you what the
plot,
show's about.
The plot.
Yeah, I can give you the show's about. So it's about 30-year-olds who still live at home.
Can I star?
Yeah, 100%.
Just kidding.
But it's about millennials trying to get out of their house. But they're also, they could be successful. Like someone could be a lawyer, but they can't get a fucking down payment on a home because they need a co-sign with their parents, and the parents are just stubborn and they're like, no, you go out and do it yourself. So it's about these guys who are still kind of living high school lifestyle, but
Let me
they're my
interject
age.
and say, does this not sound like Workaholics?
It's like Workaholics, but they don't live it with their parents.
Good point.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you knew that show.
100%.
Classic. Fucking classic.
Yeah.
And
it's a mixture of my Plaza Kids sketches. So imagine those kids are just now 30, living at home still.
We know how successful you've been, and I kind of feel like when I'm seeing it from you, you have that Andrew Schultz success, yo. I feel like you're that hot guy in Toronto that's really going to break through, and I think you will. But what does Endgame look like for you, and where would you like to see yourself in 2022?
2022, I'd like to have a TV series. Working on a film of some sort. I might push the film back, but for 2022, it's on a series, and like maybe living out of my house.
So that's what I'm saying. So you live in Oakville?
Yeah, I live at home.
Rich
in
boy?
Oakville. Yeah.
Just kidding.
We are well-to-do upper middle class.
Where does that the best day ever day come from? Talk about that.
Oh, buddy, I was just like ripped one morning and I woke up and I was trying to say it's the nicest day ever, and it came out it's the nicest ever day. Because
that's been going on for about 3-4 years, and then your fans love it. Because they always say, yo, can you get the...
Yeah.
So for the people that don't know at home, he wakes up and he grabs the phone, he's like... you know what? I'm not going to make him do it because I don't want you to do too much for the camera. But he goes, "This is the best day ever day," and he runs outside.
Yeah.
Every morning you were super consistent like that. It did
for whatever reason.
So I was wondering, is that marketing? Was that a plan, or was that just organic? You
just
fucking
organic,
around?
yeah. So actually, A&W made a burger called the Best Burger Ever Burger, and I'm almost positive they stole that from me.
Now I'm gonna wrap with 2 or 3 more questions, but I want you to have a chance to talk about your brand. Father's Day is coming up.
Oh yeah.
You're a big Father's Day seller, as your merch does rep old fathers.
Yeah.
So talk about how that started and why that started.
Yeah, this is my company, Dad Clothing Company. It's actually an acronym for dedicated and distinguished. Yeah.
Few dads in the building right now, so I'm sure they'll appreciate that.
All dedicated and distinguished. But during the pandemic, I was like, oh, I might as well start my clothing brand because I knew that's going to grow with me. So I started it, incorporated, trademarked, and then the rest has been, cut and sewing pieces that I feel represent the style that I want. Yeah.
Of course. And then, do you find that successful? Was that a successful lane to start? Did you maybe I'm asking for myself, so I'll just come clean.
Sure.
Did you start the merch and just like hope for selling? Or did your agent was like, it's time to start the merch and let's put something out? I'm hella nervous.
My agent does only puts me out for auditions.
Okay.
So that's all they do. This was entirely me, knowing that I'm eventually going to blow up. And I was like, okay, well, I've always wanted a clothing brand, so my clothing brand, as I blow up, people are going to want to buy it.
Of course,
it's like Justin Bieber and Drew, or Drake and OVO.
No, 100%. It definitely seems like it's the continental play for all the successful people.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know how your approach was.
Yeah.
And we've heard so much about your success for the last, I think, 18, 20 minutes, and congratulations. But before we sign off, and I'll give you the camera there to talk to your fans, I want to ask you this. Was there ever a day where you're sitting there, or how many days, maybe there was a few or 4, 5, 6, 10, 15, 2 weeks of this, where you wanted to quit? Was there ever days where you just wanted to pack it in? And because we've just heard about the roses, daffodils. Talk about the twigs and sticks.
I think every year there's about 3 moments, and it could last 2 or 3 weeks. I'm thinking this. So every year it's like this, right? There's highs, and there seems like a weird pattern. Like typically around February, I'm like at a low, and then I get really high in March all the way to probably August. Then I'm at a low, and then this has happened consistently for the last 3 or 4 years.
So is that back pressure?
Now I don't feel that.
No, okay, because you're really on your way.
Yeah.
What does your girlfriend think about it? And then is your parents putting kind of pressure on you? Like, yo, is this like? Do you want something a little bit? Hey, I get it too, Mom. We're on the way up. But do you feel under the gun because of that? Your parents being like, "Yo, is this the right thing?" And is your girl, Austin, I want to go to the keg, honey. Skid only got 5,000 views.
I'll take it to the keg. No. They, in the beginning, I would say 5 years ago, that was the case. Like they were stressful. Like, what's your plan B? What's your plan B? They don't say that anymore because they see what's happening. The ball's rolling, and things are just popping off, so there's no more of that.
That must be so refreshing.
Yeah,
weight off the shoulders.
Totally. And any girls that's going to be with me, I'm telling them straight up, like,
girls.
This is what any girl that wants to be with
me. Boonsy. You got any bellies, cuz? Okay, well, with that, I thank you for coming to the show. I'm going to give you the camera to talk about why people should care about Austen Alexander in 2022.
Yeah.
We'll give you that. Then we'll sign off, and then we have 2 very fun segments that I'll explain in the next segment. But that was the interview. Christopher Wheeler, Austen Alexander. Camera's yours.
Yeah. Hey guys, Austen Alexander. Follow me you're gonna get the best content because I'm gonna be consistent with it. Expect TV shows and. Just wait. That's all I can really say. Just wait. Follow me at Austen Alexander on everything. And
we'll put it down there.
Okay, sick. Right around there.
Right there, exactly.
So down or going to be an upper?
Well, with that being said, Capital Culture, Christopher Wheeler, Austen Alexander, signing off.